Stajak, the Meshuggah of Martindale, the Tevye of Trivia, Gucci Mensch, Scott Rogowski, coming to you live from the greatest city on earth, Boca Raton, Florida. Shining and shimmering to all 518,000 plus of you, including Sam Sheffer, Julia DeRusso, the Chappaqua crew from Westchester, and Hot Rock and Ronnie, and happy birthdays to Adam Overstreet, Victoria Burt, Jess Sonnenfeld, and the Queen of Brisket, my Aunt Barbie. A lot of Sagittarius birthdays tonight. If you're opening this app for the first time, wondering if you stumbled onto an episode of Black Mirror directed by Adam Sandler, let me give you the real scoop. I'm gonna ask 12 questions ranging from easy to hard. You're gonna have 10 seconds from when I start reading the question to tap your answer. What you tapping? What you tapping? If you get it right, you move on to the next round. Make it to the end, you win or split the prize. And tonight's prize is 1,500 duck soups, 1,500 deviled eggs, $1,500. That's a lot of gelt. It could have bought you a couple tickets to Kobe's retirement ceremony. Nosebleed seats, maybe. Hey, Mamba! Black Mamba. If you're opening this app for the first time, well, I already explained the rules to you. You got that. Are you ready for a quarter hour of mirth, trivia, and mayhem? I did my research. Did you do yours? Are you strapped in? Do you have your helmet on? Tell all your friends in your belt whipping league to hold off on the phone calls for the next 15 minutes. And let's get down to the nitty gritty. Let's get this show on the road. Q1 on Tuesday night. Which of these birds is not known for being trained to speak? Parrot, pigeon, or myna? Not known for being trained to speak, which means two are, and one of them is not. Thank you, Mr. Myna. Bum, bum. Thank you, Mr. Myna. It's not myna. Mynas can speak, and parrots can too. Unless you're training these birds to say cuckoo, you're gonna have a rough go of it. Pigeons are not trained to squawk or speak English words. Pigeon is your answer, and 468,781 are saying bird up. The rest of you got pooped on Q1. We're flying on to Q2. Which of these apps is designed to help with travel plans? TripAdvisor, LastPass, or iTunes? Travel plans. Anyone going away for the holidays? We got Christmas coming up. We got Kwanzaa coming up. TripAdvisor, which started in 2000 as a collection of guidebook tips and facts, is the app you're gonna wanna use when you make your travel plans. They got things to do, places to see, hotels, restaurants, all that jazz on TripAdvisor. They advise you on what trips you wanna take. I mean, the name sorta sums it up right there. 421,456 are booking it on to Q3, baby! Q3, which of these schools is not a member of the Ivy League? Johns Hopkins, Dartmouth, or Yale? Not a member of the Ivies. Again, two of these are, and one is not. Those ivory towers in the Ivy League, you know, as much as this school would love to be included in the Ivy League, the Blue Jays of JHU are not quite Ivy material. They're in the Centennial Conference. Johns Hopkins is your answer. My alma mater, Johnny Hop. I smoked with Johnny Hopkins. And how many of you did as well? We're about to find out. 371,008. 371,008 of you got it right. The rest of you got smoked by that question. We lost about 43,000 on it. Wait, what? 43,000 out on Q3. We're on to Q4. What is the capital of Kentucky? Louisville, Frankfurt, or Frankfurt? Louisville? They say Louisville down there. Louisville. Frankfurt or Frankfurt? Couple of similar sounding words there. Name places. Just switch out a couple vowels. The city formerly known as Patinoville. Louisville, that is not the answer. Frankfurt, with a U, well, that's a city in Germany. Frankfurt with a O, that is the capital of KY. How about that? 165,770 got it right, but we lost close to 190,000 of you there. Get off my quiz. 165,770. They're ready for this jelly. Not much to do in Frankfurt, by the way. I have been there. I drove around the little capital area. Not much going on in Frankfurt, Kentucky. Buffalo Trace Distillery and Daniel Boone's birthplace. Or death place. One of the two. Maybe it's the same. Q5. What are the first three words in the King James Version of the Bible? In the beginning, the heavens declare, or the Almighty God. Let's get biblical. Biblical. The King James Version, we're not talking about LeBron James. We're talking about the OG King James who translated the Bible. It's the most widely authorized, used version of the Bible in a world that hadn't yet been created. One divine entity created a world. When? In the beginning. In the beginning are the first three words of the Bible, and 118,905 know their Old Testament. The rest of you, a little testy on that one, 35,000 plus are going to hell. No, you're not. You're not going. You're going to trivia hell, HQ hell maybe, but no one's going to hell here. Because life is precious, and God, and the Bible. Q6, which word in English means the same in French, Russian, German, Afrikaans, and Lithuanian? Automobile, super, or computer? Which word in English, it's an English word, means the same. It's also generally spelled the same across all these languages. Now, a couple other words fit the bill, close to it, like whiskey and party, similar. But super checks all the boxes. Super. Super en français. Super is your answer. 37,005 are super troopers tonight. But we did lose about 76,000 plus of you. So sorry. My condolences to the 76,000 plus. But for the 37,005 moving on, I don't like it. I love it. Q7, Spike TV's MXC from the mid-2000s was a spoof of which Japanese show? Castle Invaders Go, Hell Castle, or Takeshi's Castle? There you go, there's another hell reference for you. If the Bible wasn't enough. We got Castle Invaders Go, Hell Castle, or Takeshi's Castle. Now MXC, Most Extreme Challenge, dubbed this Japanese show from the 90s into English with hilarious results, but the original's pretty entertaining in its own right. What is the original? Takeshi's Castle. Not Eureka's Castle, Takeshi's Castle. 21,948 are kings of the castle. The rest of you got eliminated! Don't get eliminated! But you did, sorry. Q8. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive is from which poet? Sir Walter Scott, Robert Browning, or William Shakespeare? Walter, Robert, or William? It's not from Macbeth. It's not Billy Shakespeare, although it sounds like it could be, right? It is in fact a line from Marmion, a Scottish classic about love triangles and sharp tongues, written by a Scot. In both senses of the word, Sir Walter Scott. From one Scot to another, 7,754 are getting lit with that literature question. 7,754 moving through the door to Q9. What was the last Canadian team to win back-to-back NHL championships? Toronto Maple Leafs, Edmonton Oilers, or the Montreal Canadiens? Not back-to-back-to-back AAU national championships. That would be Tom Amansky. But back-to-back NHL championships, well, the Montreal Canadiens, Les Arbres were the last Canadian team to win it all. Lord Stanley's Cup we're talking about in 1993. But they just won it that one year. To go back-to-back, you gotta go back to the 80s, to a team who did it twice in 87, 88, and 84, and 85. We're talking Mark Messier, we're talking the great one, Wayne Gretzky, Yari Curry, Glenn Sather, the Edmonton Oilers. From way up there in Edmonton, yeah, 2008-47. Are skating on to the next question. The rest of you dropping the puck. You're dropping out of the game here. Falling through the ice, it cracks. 2008-47. hopping in that Zamboni, and we're humming and chugging along to Q10. Which of these atmospheric layers of the Earth is the highest? The mesosphere, the stratosphere, or the thermosphere? Fearlessly the idiot faced the crowd, smiling. Spheres we're talking about, spheres. Is this question in your sphere of influence? Well, if you go any further than the thermosphere, you're into the exosphere, which is the outermost layer separating Earth and space, which means thermosphere of these three spheres is your highest sphere. Thermosphere is your answer. Savagery right here at Q10. A savage spherical question. 604 got it right. The rest of you are choking in the emptiness of space. You're suffocating in the vacuum of space. You're out. But that was very savage at Q10. 604 are left as we hit Q11, the penultimate question. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho was the first Hollywood film to ever do what? Show a toilet flush, use human blood, or kill its lead character? Oh my goodness. Psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Better run, 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 run. Yes, I am on a talking heads kick, if you couldn't tell lately. Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Weird Al innovated a lot in this 1960 flick starring Anthony Perkins and Janet Leigh. It was also the first movie to use chocolate as blood, yeah, but it broke the bathroom ceiling for American movies by showing a toilet flush on screen for a first time. Toilet flush. And 297 got it right, but almost 300 HQTs got flushed right there at the end. Close, but no vape pen for the 300 who are out at Q11. Still, very good on you. You got so far, so close, but no e-cigar. There are, however, 297 HQTs left here on Q12. Folks, this is it. Q12 on the final night of Hanukkah. We're looking for a Hanukkah miracle. It all boils down to this. 297 players, $1,500, 166,000 plus watching the game, waiting with bated breath to see what happens. What's gonna happen? Q12, after a late 15th century French invasion, Leonardo da Vinci was forced to flee Milan with whom? His mistress, his teacher, or his scribe? Boy, we threw some daggers on that Hitchcock question. Psycho. Could have some more daggers thrown here. Let's go back to the year 1499, shall we? Come with me. Back in time. Louis the Deuce, Louis XII takes Milan and kicks out Da Vinci's patron. Now, as a result, that Renaissance polymath is forced to flee the city he loved and had been living in for years, along with the person with whom he had been living. Who was that person? Well, it was not his mistress. Come on, we're talking about Da Vinci here. It was his collaborator and math teacher, a Franciscan monk named Luca Pacioli. His teacher is your answer, and we got some winners, baby! Show me the winners, 73 winners! Ho! 73 winners splitting $1,500. Winner, winner, chicken marsala dinner. You can buy a nice piece of chicken marsala with $20.55. That's enough for an entree in most restaurants across the country. $20.55 for Nathan Rolls, Randy Spitzer, Smart Do One, Hannah Bryce, Tucker, Absolute Zero, Ben Rothenberg, Brian Cantor, QE,